Hi. So today I thought about reading some things because last week I cleaned my drawer where I have some books, and I thought about reading some of them to remember. So I also have hand cream. This one smells like vanilla, coconut and argan oil, but it smells like vanilla. So yeah, first I think I'm going to read this book, which I saw in another video. It's about this caterpillar who grows into becoming a butterfly. So it's in Italian because I'm learning Italian. Part of why I got this is because I liked it as a child. So yeah. It's called Il Piccolissimo, which is like the very little. This is the first page. This is the moon, and this is an egg. Di notte, su una foglia illuminata dalla luna, c'era un piccolo uovo. At night, on top of a green leaf, there was a small egg illuminated by the moon. This is the moon, this is the egg. Now there is a sun, and this is the caterpillar. Ma una bella domenica mattina, quando si levò il sole caldo e splendente, dall'uovo crack uscì un piccolo bruco affamato. But a Sunday morning, from the egg, it emerged a caterpillar that was hungry. So it started to eat things. Subito si mise in cammino alla ricerca di cibo. Lunedì mangiò una mela, ma non riuscì a saziarsi. It ate an apple. Martedì mangiò 2 pere, ma non riuscì a saziarsi. 2 pears. Mercoledì mangiò 3 prugne, ma non riuscì a saziarsi. Giovedì mangiò 4 fragole, ma non riuscì a saziarsi. Venerdì mangiò 5 arance, ma non riuscì a saziarsi. Sabato mangiò un dolce al cioccolato, un gelato, un cetriolo, un pezzo di formaggio, una fetta di salame, un lecca, una fetta di pan dolce, una salsiccia, una pastina e una fetta di anguria. Alla sera aveva il mal di pancia. So it ate a lot of things, and at evening the caterpillar had a stomach ache. So, il giorno dopo era di nuovo domenica. Il bruco si mise a mangiare una bella foglia verde. Si sentì subito meglio. So it was Sunday again, and the caterpillar ate a green leaf, and it felt better. Adesso non era più affamato, era proprio sazio e non era più tanto piccolo, ma era diventato grande e grosso. Allora si costruì una casa molto stretta, chiamata Pozzolo, e rimase là dentro per più di 2 settimane. Poi scappò un buco nel pozzolo, si sforzò di uscire e so the caterpillar now was very big, and it made itself a small house called a cocoon. But 1 week later, or a time later, it made an effort to go out, and era diventato una meravigliosa farfalla. And now it was a marvelous butterfly. And yes, that's how the story ends. This is the caterpillar, this is the sun. Now I'm going to read the picture of Dorian Gray. I'm going to read this. You probably know the book, but this is a simplified version. My mother used this to learn English. As you can see, there is a lot written. These are like the translations of words. So I'm going to read the first part, which is called Two Friends. It's the beginning of the story. So yeah, I'm going to begin. The curtains moved gently in the summer wind. The smell of flowers came in through the open window, and in the distance there was the faint noise of London traffic. It was a very very peaceful evening in the artist's studio. Lord Henry Wotton was lying back in a large chair, smoking a cigarette. He was watching the blue smoke rise to a ceiling, and he was also watching his friend, Basil Hallward, the artist. Basil was standing in front of a painting, which was nearly finished. It was the portrait of a young man, a very beautiful young man. Basil and Lord Henry were good friends. They had studied at Oxford University together. Now, they were both about 30 years old. Basil worked very hard and he was a well-known artist. Lord Henry, who was called Harry by his friends, did not work at all. He was a rich man. He spent his money on expensive food and clothes and on valuable books and paintings. Lord Henry pointed towards a painting. "That is the best portrait you have ever painted, Basil," he said. "You must show it in the best art gallery in London." Lord Henry continued. "Everybody must see it." "I am not going to show this picture in a gallery," Basil replied. "Not going to show it?" said Harry in surprise. "You artists are silly people. You want to be famous. You become famous, then you don't like being famous." "Think, Basil. It's bad when people talk about you, but it's worse when they don't talk about you. Why won't you show the picture?" "I know you will laugh at me, Harry," answered Basil, "but I can't show the picture because it shows too much of me. It is too much like me." "Nonsense," said Harry. "The picture does not look like you at all. You have black hair and a strong, intelligent face. But you are not beautiful, Basil. The young man in the portrait has blonde hair and a pale face, and he is beautiful." "You don't understand me at all, Harry," said Basil. "I don't mean that I look like Dorian Gray." "Dorian Gray? Is that the young man's name?" "Yes, that is his name. I didn't want to tell you." Basil stopped talking and went out of the door into the garden. Harry laughed and followed him. The two young men sat on a long wooden seat under a laurel tree. The summer wind moved through the shiny leaves. Harry looked at his watch. "I shall have to go soon, Basil," he said. "But first I want an answer to my question." "What question?" asked Basil. "Why won't you show the picture of Dorian Gray in a gallery? What is the reason?" "I told you the reason," said Basil. It is too much like me." "But what do you mean?" asked Harry. "I'm an artist," said Basil. "An artist paints pictures of other people. But I believe that an artist shows his own feelings in every picture he paints. Each time I paint a picture, I show feelings that are inside me. I don't want people to look at a picture of Dorian Gray. I want them to find out about my feelings." Basil stopped speaking, and Harry went down and picked a small white flower from the grass. "And what are your feelings, Basil? Tell me," he said. He looked closely at a tiny flower. At last, Basil spoke again. "I met Dorian Gray at a party. It was Lady Brandon's party, and a lot of people were there. Dorian and I saw each other at the same time. I felt afraid, but I don't know why. Then I felt that this person was very important to me. I felt that I had known him for a long time. Somebody introduced Dorian to me. Somebody made a joke and we both laughed. Suddenly, Dorian and I were friends." "Well, laughter is the best beginning for a friendship," said Harry, "and it's the best ending for a friendship too." "Harry, you are never serious," said Basil. "Dorian is my closest friend. I see him every day. He is the most important thing in my life. He is more important to me than my work. But I thought your work was the most important thing in your life, Basil, said Harry. It is important, but I need Dorian. I am a better artist now that I know Dorian. Do you remember that picture of the landscape, the woods and fields? Everybody thought it was my best painting. Do you know why it was good? It was good because Dorian was there. He saw me paint it. Dorian has the power to make me a better artist, but I don't want him to know this. I don't want anybody to know. So I can show the painting in a gallery. It shows too much of me. It is too much like me. I think you are wrong, Basil, said Harry. Poets put their feelings into their poems, and they make money. So artists must put their feelings into their pictures. Then they can make money too. Then Harry thought of something else. You'll get tired of this beautiful young man, he said. One day his beauty will disappear, and Dorian Gray won't be interesting anymore. No, Harry, that is not true. Don't talk like that, said Basil. Dorian's beauty is not important to me. Dorian himself is important to me. Dorian Gray must be an interesting young man, said Harry. I want to meet him. I don't want you to meet him, replied Basil quickly. You don't want me to meet him? No. Suddenly, Basil's servant came out into the garden. Mr. Dorian Gray is here, sir. He is in the studio, he said. I will have to meet Dorian now, said Harry, laughing. Please, tell Mr. Gray that I am coming, said Basil to the servant. Then Basil turned to Harry. He was upset, and he spoke slowly to Harry. Please, be careful, Harry, he said. Dorian is beautiful and very young. You are never serious, and you say strange things. Don't talk to him. Please, don't try to influence him, to change him. Your influence would be bad, and I need him. I need him to help me with my work. You are talking nonsense, said Harry, smiling. Now, introduce me to Dorian Gray. He took hold of Basil's arm and led him into the studio. So that's the first part. The second part is called A Very Beautiful Young Man. I think we all know how this beautiful young man ends, but I won't say. I have to read the original version. I don't think it's the same as this one. So now I'm going to read this book, a part of this book. This book is The Little Prince, I think it's Prince, The Little Prince. I don't know how it's said. But I have this book in Spanish. So I have to read this in Spanish. I'm going to read which part I'm going to read, I don't know. I think I'm going to read a planet. Like when he goes traveling. He starts to travel and he goes to different planets. So I'm going to read this part. Okay. I'm going to start by the second planet. I'm going to turn to third. And then I'm going to pass to this planet. That is the last one. Ok, so el segundo planeta está habitado por un vanidoso. Jaja. He aquí la vista de un admirador, exclamó desde lejos el vanidoso. No bien vio al principito. Pues, para los vanidosos, los otros hombres son admiradores. Buenos días, dijo el principito. ¿Qué sombrero tan raro tienes? Es para saludar, le respondió el vanidoso. Es para saludar cuando me aclaman. Desgraciadamente, nunca pasa nadie por aquí. Así dijo el principito sin comprender. Golpea tus manos una contra otra, aconsejó el vanidoso. El principito golpeó sus manos una contra otra. El vanidoso saludó modestamente, levantando el sombrero. Esto es más divertido que la visita al rey, se dijo para sí el principito. Y se volvió a golpear sus manos una contra otra. El vanidoso volvió a saludar, levantando el sombrero. Después de 5 minutos de ejercicio, el principito se cansó de la monotonía del juego. ¿Y qué hay que hacer para que el sombrero caiga?, preguntó. Pero el vanidoso no lo oyó. Los vanidosos no oyen sino las alabanzas. ¿Me admiras mucho, verdaderamente?, preguntó al principito. ¿Qué significa admirar? Admirar significa reconocer que soy el hombre más hermoso, mejor vestido, más rico y más inteligente del planeta. Pero si eres la única persona en el planeta, dame el placer, admírame de todos modos. Te admiro, dijo el principito, encogiéndose de hombros. Pero, ¿por qué puede interesarte que te admire? Y el principito se fue. Las personas grandes son decididamente muy extrañas, se decía para sus adentros durante el viaje. Now, the next planet is this one. El planeta siguiente está habitado por un bebedor. Esta visita fue muy breve, pero sumió al principito en una gran melancolía. ¿Qué haces ahí?, preguntó al bebedor, a quien encontró instalado en el silencio, de una colección de botellas vacías y una colección de botellas llenas. Bebo, respondió el bebedor con aire lúgubre. ¿Por qué bebes?, preguntó el principito. Para olvidar, respondió el bebedor. ¿Para olvidar qué?, inquirió el principito, que ya le compadecía. Para olvidar que tengo vergüenza, confesó el bebedor, bajando la cabeza. ¿Vergüenza de qué?, indagó el principito, que deseaba socorrerle. Vergüenza de beber, terminó el bebedor, que se encerró definitivamente en el silencio. Y el principito se alejó, perplejo. Las personas grandes son decididamente muy extrañas, se decía a sí mismo durante el viaje. So I thought, and I think I'm going to read this planet instead. This little planet. You can see a man lighting a post. El quinto planeta era muy extraño. Era el más pequeño de todos. Había apenas lugar para alojar un farol y un farolero. El principito no lograba explicarse por qué podían servir, en medio del cielo, en un planeta sin casa ni población, un farol y un farolero. Sin embargo, se dijo a sí mismo, tal vez este hombre es absurdo. Sin embargo, es menos absurdo que el rey, que el vanidoso, que el hombre de negocios y que el bebedor. Por lo menos su trabajo tiene sentido. Cuando enciende el farol, es como si hiciera nacer una estrella más o una flor. Cuando apaga el farol, hace dormir a la flor o a la estrella. Es una ocupación muy hermosa. Es verdaderamente útil porque es hermosa. Cuando llegó al planeta, saludó con respeto al farolero. Buenos días. ¿Por qué acabas de apagar el farol? Es la consigna, respondió el farolero. Buenos días. ¿Qué es la consigna? Apagar el farol. Buenas noches. y volvió a encenderlo. ¿Pero por qué acabas de encenderlo? Es la consigna, respondió el farolero. No comprendo, dijo el principito. No hay nada que comprender, dijo el farolero. La consigna es la consigna. Buenos días. Y apagó el farol. Luego se enjugó la frente con un pañuelo a cuadros rojos. Tengo un oficio terrible. Antes era razonable. Apagaba por la mañana y encendía por la noche. Tenía el resto del día para descansar y el resto de la noche para dormir. Y después de esa época, la consigna cambió. La consigna no ha cambiado, dijo el farolero. Ahí está el drama. Año tras año el planeta gira más rápido y la consigna no ha cambiado. Entonces, dijo el principito, entonces ahora queda una vuelta por minuto. No tengo un segundo de descanso. Enciendo y apago una vez por minuto. Qué raro. En tu planeta los días duran un minuto. No es raro en absoluto, dijo el farolero. Hace ya un mes que estamos hablando juntos. ¿Un mes? Sí, 30 minutos, 30 días. Buenas noches. Y volvió a encender el farol. Tengo un oficio terrible. I have an horrible job. El principito lo miró y le gustó el farolero que era tan fiel a la consigna. Recordó las puestas de sol que él mismo había perseguido en otro tiempo, moviendo su silla. Quiso ayudar a su amigo. ¿Sabes? Conozco un medio para que descanses cuando quieras. Siempre quiero, dijo el farolero. Pues se puede ser, a la vez, fiel y perezoso. El principito prosiguió. Tu planeta es tan pequeño que puedes recorrerlo en 3 zancadas. No tienes más que caminar bastante lentamente para quedar siempre al sol. Cuando quieras descansar, caminarás, y el día durará tanto tiempo como quieras. Con eso no adelanto gran cosa, dijo el farolero. Lo que me gusta en la vida es dormir. Sí. Eso es no tener suerte, dijo el principito. Eso es no tener suerte, dijo el farolero. Buenos días, y apagó el farol. Se dijo al principito, mientras proseguía su viaje hacia más lejos, sería despreciado por todos los otros, por el rey, por el vanidoso, por el bebedor, por el hombre de negocios. Sin embargo, es el único que no me parece ridículo, quizá porque se ocupa de una cosa ajena a sí mismo. Suspiró nostálgico y se dijo aún, es el único de quien pude haberme hecho amigo, pero su planeta es verdaderamente demasiado pequeño. No hay lugar para dos. El principito no osaba confesarse que añoraba este bendito planeta, sobre todo por las 1440 puestas de sol, cada 24 horas. I really like that planet, being that planet.